Check out this discovery made in Mexico showing a human offering a cacao fruit to an alien being. Could this be the ultimate proof that extraterrestrials really visited us in ancient times? This and many other unexplained mysteries continue to baffle the world. Watch until the end to learn about the most mysterious discoveries scientists still can't explain. Hello, if you're not from outer space, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's go! There's always talk about Egyptian hieroglyphs hinting at ancient contact with extraterrestrials, but stone carvings recently discovered in Mexico reveal a long-lost truth. Aliens may have actually visited Earth in ancient times. One of these archaeological findings shows a native Mexican handing what looks like a cacao fruit to a being with a large head. Above them, there's even a flying object that closely resembles a flying saucer. The journalist covering the discovery claims these carvings clearly depict human interaction with an alien civilization that supposedly visited the planet hundreds of years ago, potentially influencing the development of ancient civilizations like the Incas and Mayans. Experts have analyzed the carvings and claim they are authentic. They were found inside a cave alongside other drawings showing human interaction with extraterrestrials. If confirmed, this could rewrite history as we know it. In 1938, a German archaeologist discovered some ancient jars near Tehran, Iran. Inside the jars were copper cylinders and iron rods corroded by acid, capable of producing an electric current, essentially ancient batteries. These objects, dating back over 2,000 years, are considered the oldest batteries ever found and were named the Baghdad batteries. But the biggest question remains, what were they powering with these batteries nearly 1,700 years before electricity was officially discovered? Unfortunately, these mysterious artifacts can no longer be studied. They were stored in the Baghdad Museum. But during the 2003 Iraq War, the museum was looted and the batteries vanished without a trace. According to a 1962 article, a Beijing University archaeologist, Dr. Tisunhun Inui, led an expedition that uncovered a row of burial sites inside a cave. Inside the coffins were small humanoid bodies with thin arms and legs and massive skulls. Alongside these remains were several discs, now known as the Dropa stones. What makes these discs so bizarre is that they have grooves similar to vinyl records. Upon closer examination, it was discovered that the grooves contained tiny inscriptions, some form of ancient hieroglyphics. When finally translated, the world was left in shock. The inscriptions described beings called the Dropas, extraterrestrial visitors who came from the skies but crash landed on Earth and were unable to repair their spacecraft. Unfortunately, after the initial research, these artifacts mysteriously disappeared. Years later, two of the stones were briefly displayed in a Chinese museum, but shockingly, the museum's manager vanished without a trace, along with the Dropa stones. The mystery remains unsolved. Ancient creatures can still leave modern scientists baffled. One of the most bizarre discoveries, now known as the Tully monster, was unearthed in the United States in 1958. This creature lived 300 million years ago, and its appearance is so bizarre that it seems straight out of another planet. What makes it so confusing is that some studies identified it as a vertebrate, while others suggest it was an invertebrate. Even expert biologists couldn't reach a consensus. Over 150 fossils of the Tully monster have been found and studied since, allowing scientists to create a 3D reconstruction. The creature had a long, slender body, two stalk-like eyes on its head, and a strange pincer-shaped mouth full of sharp teeth, suggesting it was a carnivorous predator. The creature looks so unique that biologists still struggle to classify it within any known species. Honestly, it seems like it could have come from another planet entirely. In 1912, a coal miner working in Oklahoma made a shocking discovery while breaking open a large piece of coal. Inside the rock was a perfectly formed metallic cup. which later became known as the Wilburton Cup, named after the mine where it was found. What makes this discovery so mind-blowing is that after analysis, scientists estimated the coal and the cup to be around 300 million years old. This timeline makes no sense considering that the first humans arrived in North America roughly 13,000 years ago. The artifact measures approximately 4 inches tall and 6 inches in diameter, with sides so perfectly curved that they would have required tools far more advanced than anything that existed at the time. Theories range from ancient alien civilizations to lost advanced societies. But seriously, who was sipping tea 300 million years ago? Discovered on the Greek island of Crete, the Phaistos disc remains one of archaeology's biggest unsolved puzzles. This ancient clay disc is covered in a spiral pattern of mysterious symbols that no one has been able to fully decipher. Even the world's top cryptographers and modern supercomputers have failed to decode more than 1% of the disk's symbols. To make things even weirder, both sides of the disk are engraved with these strange markings, which appear to repeat in a way that suggests a coded language. What's even more baffling is the symbols look like they were stamped into the clay as if mass-produced using a printing technique. But print technology like that wasn't invented until around 2,500 years later by the Chinese. Could this be evidence of a lost technology or something even more mysterious? In the mid-20th century, miners in South Africa uncovered a series of perfectly polished spheres with symmetrical lines etched into their surfaces. While they could have been mistaken for artifacts made by ancient humans, there's just one problem. The rocks these spheres were found in date back over 2 billion years. That's right, these objects were created long before life as we know it even existed on Earth. Some researchers believe the spheres could be the work of ancient extraterrestrials due to their flawless symmetry and precision. Others argue they could be the result of rare geological processes, but with perfect grooves that would have required skilled craftsmanship. The mystery of the Klerksdorp spheres remains unsolved. The Dunhuang star map is one of the earliest known representations of the night sky, created by a Taoist monk during China's Tang dynasty between 618 and 907 CE. What makes this map so mysterious? It accurately depicts constellations and celestial bodies that were impossible to see with the naked eye at the time. Centuries later, modern astronomers confirmed the accuracy of many stars depicted on the map, including ones only visible with advanced telescopes. How did ancient astronomers create such a detailed star chart without modern equipment? Some ufologists even suggest that the author must have had help from either traveling through space or perhaps receiving knowledge from beings who did. In 1974, the Betts family, who lived in an old mansion in Florida, discovered a perfectly round metallic sphere in the debris left after a fire. Oddly, the sphere was completely undamaged despite the fire. At first, they thought it might be an old cannonball, but things got weird fast. When one of the children played guitar near the object, the sphere began to vibrate and hum. It also appeared to move on its own, rolling across the floor as if following the family members. When the Betts family contacted the US Navy, officials confirmed it was not a government device and was neither explosive nor radioactive. Although many theories emerged over the years, including the idea of an extraterrestrial probe, no explanation has ever been widely accepted. To this day, the Betts sphere remains one of the most bizarre unsolved cases in modern history. On August 15, 1977, at precisely 11:16 p.m., Ohio State University's Big Ear radio telescope detected a powerful radio signal coming from the direction of the Sagittarius constellation. The signal lasted 72 seconds and was 30 times stronger than typical background noise from space. The signal was so intense and unique that the astronomer monitoring it, Jerry Amon, circled the printout and wrote "Wow" next to it, giving the mystery its famous name. The strangest part, the signal came from a frequency associated with hydrogen, the most abundant element in the universe, making it a logical choice for intelligent communication. To this day, the wow signal remains one of the strongest pieces of potential evidence for extraterrestrial contact. But was it truly a message from intelligent life, or just a freak cosmic event? Not even archaeologists could have predicted what they would find on a German mountainside. I'm talking about the Nebra Sky Disk, an ancient artifact discovered in 1999 that has puzzled experts ever since. Why? Because it might just be the oldest star map in human history, created in an era when astronomy was still in its infancy around 1600 BCE. The disk measures 12.6 inches across, similar to a vinyl record, and is crafted from bronze, copper, and tin, a sophisticated metal blend designed to prevent cracking over the centuries. What makes it truly remarkable is its precise representation of the Taurus constellation. Even more fascinating, when placed on a ceremonial altar atop the same mountain where it was found, the disk could be used to determine the spring equinox, an astronomical event marking the start of spring, ideal for planting crops. In other words, this simple-looking disk contained advanced astronomical knowledge far beyond what should have existed back then. It remains one of archaeology's greatest unsolved mysteries. Now imagine digging up ancient artifacts and realizing that some of them look exactly like modern airplanes. That's exactly what happened with the Quimbaya artifacts, a collection discovered in 1890 in Quindío, Colombia. This collection of 433 gold pieces includes figures of animals, people, and decorative pendants. But the real shock came when some of the objects resembled aircraft with perfect aerodynamics. Despite being made around 500 CE, that means these ancient golden planes were created nearly 1,400 years before Santos Dumont's famous flight with the 14 bis aircraft. To test if these objects could actually fly, researchers created scale models based on the artifacts, without altering the original design. And guess what? They flew perfectly. So how did these ancient civilizations possess such precise knowledge of aerodynamics? Were they building miniature aircraft centuries before modern aviation? Or did they witness something in the skies back then?
Guess is as good as mine.